You're listening to the Tsunami of Truth for August 27th, 2026. I'm Christy Allen here on jmcbroadcasting.com. Groucho Marx said, "Politics is the art of looking for trouble, finding it everywhere, diagnosing it incorrectly, and applying the wrong remedies." Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite fast-paced reality-checking news roundup. Grab your beverage of choice, put your tired feet up, and let us dive headfirst into the weekly circus without wearing any safety gear. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? We have got a massive lineup today, ranging from breaking national grid emergencies to international trade squabbles, high-speed insect invasions, corporate check writing, and federal accounting wildness. Let's jump right in. So let's start off with breaking news right out of the White House. President Trump just signed an executive order declaring a national emergency to protect America's bulk power system. Now, when you hear bulk power system, you might picture the tiny circuit breaker in your garage that trips whenever you run the microwave and the hair dryer at the same time. But we are talking about high voltage transmission lines, massive substations, and power generators that keep the entire national grid alive. The rationale behind the order? The explosive surge in AI data centers, high-tech manufacturing, and defense production has made the U.S. more reliant on stable electricity than ever before. Federal security officials warned that foreign-produced equipment could contain hidden digital backdoors, secret software access points that could allow a foreign power to access or shut off grid hardware remotely. Sounds scary, doesn't it? So under this order, the Department of Energy gets the authority to block, isolate, or replace high-risk foreign components and prioritize American manufactured energy equipment instead. It turns out that keeping the lights on in the 21st century requires keeping foreign software out of the power grid's main switchboard. Great idea. Thanks, President Trump. Moving from high-tech energy grids to everyday household stress, let's take a look at the neighborhood dispute between the United States and our polite neighbors to the north. Trade negotiations hit a bit of a speed bump recently, resulting in a full-blown trade dispute featuring retaliatory tariffs. And what is the frontline casualty of this diplomatic standoff? None other than toilet paper. According to recent economic reports, paper products and tissue stock are staring down hefty tariffs following the breakdown of high-level talks. While a lot of American paper goods are manufactured domestically, manufacturers still rely heavily on lumber-rich Canada for raw materials. The numbers show that the U.S. imported hundreds of millions of dollars worth of toilet paper from north of the border, making them our top supplier. Naturally, officials are insisting that everything's fine and that consumers will not feel a thing at the cash register. But if history has taught us anything, it is that the moment people hear the words trade dispute and bathroom tissue in the same sentence, they immediately start stacking toilet paper packages to the ceiling like they're preparing to survive a multi-year bunker siege. Nothing screams high-stakes geopolitics quite like panic-buying Charmin. Next up, let us head out west to California, where nature has decided to take pest control into its own biological hands. Residents across the state recently reported running into massive, unusual swarms of dragonflies hovering over farms, parks, and suburban neighborhoods. Experts point to unusually warm spring rains and late spring monsoon storms as the culprit behind the sudden population boom. These high-speed aerial predators, some of them migrating wandering gliders, surfing high-pressure atmospheric systems, can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour and boast a hunting rate of over 90%. Farmers in Fresno and nursery owners in Oakland have been watching these living fighter jets patrol their crops, wiping out hundreds of mosquitoes, aphids, and fruit flies every single day. It is basically a free, eco-friendly security detail. You've got to respect an insect that shows up uninvited, cleans up your entire mosquito problem, and then rides a high-pressure weather front out of town without asking for a dime. Moving right along to corporate accountability, let's talk about the federal government collecting some very large checks. TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance, recently agreed to a massive $400 million settlement with the Department of Justice to resolve a lawsuit alleging violations of federal children's online privacy laws. And all I can say is it's about time. Under the terms of the agreement, the company is dropping a hefty $300 million up front, with the remaining balance tied to cleaning up older consent decrees. Government officials hailed the settlement as a major win for online safety, pointing out that platforms entrusted with young users need to follow the rules regarding parental consent and data collection. Of course, when tech giants pull out $400 million to settle a legal dispute, it makes you wonder if corporations view these penalties not as a punishment, but simply as a subscription fee for doing business. Still, seeing a 9-figure penalty land on a tech monolith is a nice change of pace from the usual corporate apology tweet. Finally, let's check in on how federal tax dollars are being handled when nobody's watching. Recent Department of Justice disclosures and federal watchdog audits revealed a staggering decade-long bribery and fraud scheme involving the U.S. Agency for International Development. We're talking about a cool $550 million bleeding through corrupt contracts. And what did the people in charge spend this taxpayer cash on? We're not talking about boring, subtle accounting discrepancies here. We're talking about contracting officers getting showered with cash, laptops, NBA game suite tickets, and even fully funded country club weddings. Turns out that when federal bureaucracy treats foreign assistance like an endless slush fund, the fringe benefits include courtside seats and an open bar. Next time you file your taxes, just remember that somewhere out there, a bureaucrat used hard-earned taxpayer money to pay for a wedding reception with a +1. Who knew government oversight came with live music and a buffet? Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Hey, thanks for listening to the Tsunami of Truth podcast. I'm Christy Allen here on jmcbroadcasting.com.
John Michael Chambers continues to lead the way with JMC Broadcasting's military and intelligence reporting. All broadcasts are free to the public. Want more? Get up close and personal with John and guests by joining JMC's Patriot Premium Portal for just $9.99 monthly subscription. Receive JMC's weekly newsletter update, which includes a 60-minute audio of JMC Unplugged, where John highlights in a candid conversation the events of the week. Hear John like you've never heard him before. It's time to get your questions answered live in real time with John Michael Chambers and his highly valued military and intelligence guests. As part of your Patriot Premium subscription, each month you're given access to John and guests on screen for a 60-minute live Q&A. Guests may include, but not limited to, Juan O'Savin, Ricardo Bosi, Sheila Holm, Blaine Holt, Michael Jaco, Sheriff Richard Mack, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, the Patriot Street Fighter Scott McKay, Dr. Mark Sherwood, and many, many others. For just $9.99 per month, you gain access to all this and more. Your subscription fee helps fuel the JMC broadcasting engine at this critical juncture in this global defense war. Visit jmcbroadcasting.com and click on the Patriot Premium Portal subscription promo. The dawning of the golden age is upon us. And remember, where we go one, we go all. Subscribe today at jmcbroadcasting.com. Won't you join us?